limitation. Yeah, please assemble all those components. Yeah, we assemble the whole set for the first tibial cut. Okay. So with the knee flex, we place the arm of the ankle clamp around the distal tibia. Yeah. Get it parallel to the tibial crest. Yeah, right here. Yeah. So this cutting guide is adjustable in all three planes. Okay, this plane, and the valgus, and a different height. You can turn the locker, okay, to change the height. In corona plane, in this plane, when I look at the front, this angle, we just align the proximal guide, align this guide with the medial third of the tibio-tibial, and align the distal guide with the center of the ankle, right here. So, yeah, proximal side, distal side, we choose the proper alignment. Okay. And from the lateral aspect, when I look from this side, okay, this rod, okay, this rod should parallel with the anatomical axis of the tibia. So this line and this line should be parallel. You noted that our tibial liner, the implants, yeah, our tibial liner, it has 3 degrees of built-in slope. It means it's not flat. It's not flat. It has 3 degrees of slope built in the design, built in the shape. So for example, if we determined that this patient, his slope was 3 degrees, before the surgery, okay, we do the X-ray examination, we found his slope was 3 degrees. So we just use our tibial bearing. But if you find, for example, his slope is 7 degrees, that means we need to add 4 degrees to the resection. I need to show you this part. I'll show you this mark. If it's 0, it means it's just a parallel to the anatomical axis. If we, like I said, if this patient's slope is 3 degrees, you just choose 3, okay? If his slope is 7 degrees, for example, okay, we need to choose 4, because 4 plus 3 building slope here, that will sum to 7 degrees. Okay. So that will reproduce its normal tibial slope. Then the last step, let's determine the height of the cutting block. Yeah, for example, should be this height or this height. It can be determined by the stylus. Before that, we need to make a screw here. Insert a bait. Okay. Now we have to determine the height. When referencing the deepest portion of the medial condyle, we use this stylus to make sure you need to press this to the end. You got to press this. You got to make sure it's fully seated. Otherwise, you will get the wrong height. Yeah, you got to press here to make sure it's fully seated. When you choose a medial condyle, when you reference the medial condyle, you choose 2. Okay, I can see you. I can show you. 2 here. Here's 10. If you choose the medial condyle as your reference point, the deepest portion, okay, you set the stylus at 2 millimeters as the depth of the cut. If you choose the lateral condyle, for example, you choose here, you need to use a 10 to determine its height. Of course, you have to choose the unaffected condyle as reference. Without a defect, choose that side as reference. Then the height of the cutting block is determined. Then we fix it. Yeah, we just fix the block. Now we got to check the cut depth with the feeler gauge. And do this. We just see with our eyes to see if it's okay. It seems all right. Because we want to cut as less as possible. Bone conservation. If everything's all right, we'll go ahead and do our proximal tibial cut. We just remove other parts, only leave the cutting block in place.
Oh, no, that's very good.
After this short part, I will have you raise some questions. Yeah, so we just do our first cut. It's a sawbone imported from US.
Why not Chinese sawbones?
Because that's better. That feels better. A little bit higher quality than Chinese local bones. It's around $100 a set, the fake bone. Before making the cut, we need to retract the medial collateral ligament to protect it. Then we walk across the tibia. Yeah. If you find there is a little fur, you got to remove them. Either file or recut to make sure you got a smooth surface. Good. Now it's better. So our previous step is to determine the position of this one. So our previous work is to determine the angle of this one, because it can be either higher or lower. It can be, internally or externally. Yeah. And posteriorly, slope or different. Okay. So we use the complete set to determine its angle. Okay. That's the first cut for tibia.